Hey everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show and tell you about Noom. Has Noom helped you? I believe it has.
Oh, that's got an app. You can do tracking. It's terrific.
It does. Noom builds personal plans that can meet individual needs. That's the thing. Takes into account any dietary restrictions, medical issues, other personal needs. That helps build a plan that works for you. And yes, so I know that you've had your own personalized program here that you've been working on. And
it's weight loss This is weight loss results that last. They stick around because you get yourself into a lifestyle change. That's what matters.
That's mainly it. You can't just say, I'm going to cut that out for a month and then go back to it. That's not what it is. So I'm glad it's helping you. That's great. And it really does. I like the psychology and biology-based approach here. Yeah. Noom Weight uses psychology. That's why they say losing weight starts with your brain, but it also takes into account your unique biological factors, Jimmy. All of your multitude flora and fauna that goes on inside of you there. Sure. Yeah. Stay focused on what's important to you with Noom's psychology and biology-based approach. Sign up for your trial today at Noom.com, Noom.com here, based on 3.5-year study of actively engaged Noom users with minimum starting BMI of 25. Individual results may vary. Visit our website for more information. Hey everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show to tell you a little bit more about Rocket Money. It's the start of a new year. It's the perfect time to get organized, set your goals, prioritize what matters most. And for me, top priority is getting myself together here. Financial wellness, doing that, which that feels important, just feels like adult stuff that you have to do. And thanks to Rocket Money, my goals feel achievable now. They show me all my subscriptions in one place, help me easily cancel ones I forgot that I've been paying for, which happened to me, absolutely happened to me. For years, I was paying for something. I was like, what is going on here? Rocket Money found it and saved me lots of money since then, because it's been a while. So they did a great job here. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that helps find and cancel your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills so you can grow your savings. Rocket Money has over 5 million users and has saved a total of $500 million in canceled subscriptions, saving members up to $740 a year when using all the app's premium features. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions and reach your financial goals faster with Rocket Money. Go to rocketmoney.com/smalltownmurder today. That's rocketmoney.com/smalltownmurder. rocketmoney.com/smalltownmurder.
Now back to the show.
Welch's knows some things make zero sense, like why the algorithm knows your music tastes better than you do. But zero sugar and full flavor? We made that make sense with new Welch's Zero Sugar. All that passion fruit or tropical punch goodness and none of the sugar. You gotta sip it to get it. New Welch's Zero Sugar. Let's fruit stuff up.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Small Town Murder Express.
Yay and choo-choo.
Oh, yay indeed, Jimmy. Yay indeed. My name is James Pietragallo. I'm here with my co-host.
I'm Jimmie Whisman.
Thank you so much for joining us on this wonderful holiday edition of Small Town Murder Express.
Yeah.
If you listen to the show early, like when the early access a week ahead of time, you're right in the taint of Christmas weekend. Yeah, you're going to get all into it. If you're listening to it next week, you're in between holidays, between Christmas and New Year's. So either way, Merry Christmas and happy whatever you have going on. So enjoy that and Happy New Year and everything. We have a wild show for you today with some very unlikely named people. The names in this show alone are worth the price of admission, so it's going to be wild stuff. Before we get to that, you definitely want to head over to shutupandgivememurder.com.
What's there?
Tickets to all the live shows for 2024. All of them are out. They're for sale right now. You can get them. We only have 12 shows, so
that's it.
We're not adding any more. People are like, maybe they'll add this. That's it. That's the schedule. It's all we have time to do. That's it. So please come out there. The tickets are going really, really fast because there's only 12 shows. So you want to get your tickets. You're thinking, well, Boston's a year from now. Trust me, get them now. It's a year from now, but the tickets are going fast. So thank you for everyone for doing that. And we can't wait to come and see you all there. Wherever you are. Well, where are they going to be? Sacramento, San Francisco, Phoenix, Austin, Oklahoma City, Kansas City, Durham, Nashville, Milwaukee, Minneapolis. Terrytown by New York, and Boston. That's all we are. So there we go. Come to one of those shows. We cannot wait to see you. ShutUpAndGiveMeMurder.com is where you get all of that, as well as you definitely want Patreon. You want bonus material. There's so much of it there. Anybody $5 a month or above, you're going to get everything. You're going to get a couple hundred bonus episodes to binge on. And then, of course, new ones every other week. One crime in sports, one small town murder. You get all of it, baby.
Yeah.
This week, we're only going to do one because it's Christmas. It's Christmas, so we were like, let's spend a little more time with our families. My son's coming. Let's do it. So we're doing all of this, and we have one episode, but it's great. It's about The Garden. It's an HBO or Max documentary about this commune back-to-nature place. Mix back-to-nature hippies with militia survivalists, and you get a really weird alleged cult, and it's strange stuff. The guy...
Composters and outposters.
The guy who started it comes from a cult background. The whole thing is weird. We'll talk all about that and more. And then new stuff in the new year. We can't wait. Prisoner dating game on deck for the new year. We can't wait for all of it. That is patreon.com/crime in sports. And listen to Crime in Sports. And also Your Stupid Opinions, our new show. Because my God, is it hilarious. And this week, we have some holiday-themed stuff. We're doing see what people's opinions are about Home Alone. That'll be fun. So that said, I think it's time, everybody, to sit back. Let's all clear the lungs, arms to the sky. Let's all shout, "Shut up and give me murder." Let's do this, everybody. What do you say, Jimmy? Let's go on a trip, shall you? Shall we?
Do it. Yeah.
Shall you? Shall
I?
Shall all of us go on a trip here? We are going to Center Hall, Pennsylvania. Yeah. That is dead center in the middle of Pennsylvania. You can't get any more dead center than Center Hall, Pennsylvania. It is right there, bullseye. Yeah. It's 2 hours and 45 minutes to Pittsburgh. It's about 20 minutes or an hour 20 to Harrisburg. And then 2 hours and 45 minutes, same distance, the opposite direction, to Upper Marion, Pennsylvania, or Upper Marion Township, which is our last Pennsylvania episode 405, the Horny Teacher's Lounge. That one was wild, so it was crazy. This town, population, it's a small town, 1,496. It's a lot of little small towns kind of dropped in. And
together.
As you know, if you drive through central Pennsylvania, there is not a lot there.
Sparse as fuck.
It is a lot of big wheels of hay. And you're like, wow, that's a nice hay wheel they got there. Median household income in this town slightly below the national average, $63,854. Median home price also slightly below the average, $294,100. So it's there. A lot of people, I guess it's drivable to like Penn State. So a lot of people that live in this area work at Penn State, that sort of deal. Yeah. So a little bit of history. Mid-19th century, so 1800s, Scott-Irish German families settled here and laid it out. It's like a grid, little central square, kind of typical small Pennsylvania town. They not much really goes on here. They raised chickens here and stuff like that. Did a lot of farming. Amish country's not far away.
Oh my!
Big deal here is the Grange encampment grounds, which
you are not selling it, James.
No, I'm not telling you right now. I don't suggest anybody go here for any sort of just fun or recreation. The Grange encampment grounds sounds like a camp.
Forced.
It sounds like you're forced to encamp there.
Right.
You will encamp over here. That sounds like a concentration encampment.
Keep an eye on you people.
Yeah, it's very weird. But that hosts, and we'll talk about that with things to do, thousands of RVs and tents and all this shit because they have a big thing. Boy. They've been holding the Grange Fair every year since 1876. So it's a long one. Reviews of this town quickly here. 5 stars. My family and I lived there for 8 years and we love it.
Really?
Yeah, we love it. The commute is reasonable and it allows you to escape the hustle and bustle of State College. So that's what I mean. They're coming from there. We loved that. For the most part, it was a dry town, no to little alcohol. Huh?
What do you love about that?
What the hell do you love about that? Staring at the hay wheels while you're sober on the porch?
Being told no? I don't like that at all.
We did have some neighbors that liked to drink. Okay.
Well,
that's helpful.
Where'd they get it?
Wow. Where'd you get that booze? The schools are great and they scored high in their teaching quality. Our children had lots of friends and the people of the community were very friendly. All right. Okay. Very nice. Here's 4 stars. It's a nice, quiet place to live that's also close to State College. All right. We're very happy with the school district and the quality of the education our kids are receiving. There isn't much nightlife in town, but State College is 20 minutes away. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I bet there's bars by the college, I'm going to say. Something tells me.
There's nothing that I love more than being told, drive 20 minutes away to go party with college
With college children. Party away, 20 minutes to party with children. And you get to pay for that also. And then try to get home in rural Pennsylvania without hitting a deer. So 3 stars. This area of Pennsylvania is very rural. Okay. Everyone knows everyone. And some days that's great and some days it's not. Right. That's someone.
Bad days, no good.
That's someone who is, when you just don't want to see anybody, it's, hey, Jimmy, leave me the fuck alone. How's that?
Not
5
today,
minutes.
Bob.
Oh, the area is lovely and the people are great. And finally, 1 star. I live in Center Hall, and the people there are selfish, greedy, and rude.
Okay.
Wow, full of snobs.
Oh.
Who the fuck is a snob? You're a hick. You can't be a hick and a snob at the same time. That's
1,400 backwoods snobs?
Yeah, what kind of snobs are they? They take their John Deere hats off and scoff at me. What are you talking about? Full of snobs. Terrible place. 1 star. All righty. Things to do here. The Grange Fair, which we talked about. An annual fair and camping event held in Center Hall in Center County each year since 1874, is what they claim here. The other one says 6. The fair is typically held the last full week of August. On the last day of the 140th fair, it was announced that the next fair would be moving a week earlier. Oh, boy. My goodness. There was certain years where there was no fair. The Spanish flu, World War II, and 2020.
All good reasons.
All good reasons, yeah. They had there was an Emmy award-winning documentary called The Grange Fair, An American Tradition, which chronicled the fair. It's most notable for allowing fairgoers to camp on the grounds. So it's going to a county fair, but you never go home. You just stay there for a week. Or tents. They rent these tents out. And they have everything. They have, animal shows and livestock and competitions and baked good judging and all that kind of shit.
I've never been to a state fair and been like, we should sleep here tonight.
You know what I'd like to do? Not go home for a week from here. So
Let's
weird.
only eat this for a week.
The tents are 14 by 14 feet with a single 4-outlet electrical box in one corner. No,
wow.
And they don't have running water, but there are public spigots and, of course, public bathrooms. You must pay also to have pay all these different fees for more amenities.
For this torture, yeah.
10 locations are passed down through generations.
You can bequeath your camping spot.
They're like Packers season tickets. After the space for tents reached maximum capacity, a wait list started. That wait list was canceled after 3 decades when it exceeded 500 families, some of which waited 27 years.
Oh, my God.
Someday we're going to get to camp. The kids are like 30. They got kids of their own. They're like, I don't want to go to the state fair and camp anymore. We're getting a tent. And you're getting your Barney sleeping bag that you had in 1991, and goddamn it, you're going to go down there and we're going to fucking camp.
I sat by Grandma's deathbed waiting for her to sign this over to me.
Holy shit. That is wild. Fairgoers can no longer apply for a tent. It's just they're just bequeathed. You can't. They're just handed down. You gotta know a tenter to get a tent. That's how it works now. This is hardcore, brother.
That's the worst thing I've ever heard.
It's so bad. This is to sleep at the fair, mind you.
Yeah, this is sleep by the tilt-a-whirl.
Wow. And the only way you can lose your tent spot is for rules violations.
Oh.
Yeah. Or for passing up their location for 2 fairs. If you leave it open for 2 years, you're out. That's it. Okay. So there we go. A single person or couple may not rent both a tent and a camper spot. No, you have to one or the other. All right. That sounds like a nightmare. This place sounds like a nightmare. That said, let's talk about a murder. All right. Okay.
Was it over a camping spot?
The fair has something to do with it.
Of course it does.
Of course it is. People who live in a bunkhouse have something to do with this by the fair. So carnies.
My God.
More carnies. All right, here we go. I got to give a little bit of credit here to a someone who had information no one else had because they were involved in it. They wrote an article for Medium, Medium.com. Her name was Joy Ellen Souter, and she knew a participant here and gave some good inside info. So let's talk about a man, shall we?
Okay.
Samuel Sherman Boob. B-O-O-B. Boob. No. Yep. Not B-U-B-E in the east side. Nope. It's B-O-O-B.
Oh, my God.
Your big boob. Okay.
Yeah.
So Sammy, everybody calls him. Sammy Boob.
Right.
And a lot of his friends call him Booby. That's his nickname, obviously. Yeah. If you had a friend whose last name was Boob and you didn't comment on that, really, what kind of a person are you?
Oh, we'd get to Titty eventually. We'd be calling him Titty.
There'd be something else, though. You'd be calling him like S-Cup, I feel like, after a while. All sorts of different shit. So one of his friends talks about old Sammy Boob here, and they said they met in the 3rd grade, and they were at Bible study together, riding the Bible study bus. And he said Sam would ride his 4-wheeler home from the bus, and everybody called him Booby. And he said, there has been nothing I have done or nothing that I will do in life that doesn't have his name all over it, this guy says. He said he thought he was a great guy. He said he taught me everything I know, just a great kid all around when they grew up.
He's head booby all over.
Head booby over here. And everybody said he can fix anything. This guy is
Booby can?
Booby can fix it. If you have it, he can fix it. It's one of those things. He fixed up old cars, motorcycles, tractors. He'd restore them to perfect condition, sell them, give them to people because he'd get them for free a lot of times. You just get junkers.
I got friends that are like that can just, I mean, your brother's like that. He can take something and just make it brand new.
Yeah.
Like,
He could just,
it's
good
amazing.
at mechanical shit. My father's
it's really
like that.
amazing.
Yeah, that's where he gets that from. So
and you know,
I didn't get that gene. It skipped me.
I can rebuild a motor or put something together, but I can't like the body itself, like making that part look brand new. I'm incapable. Your brother does it impeccably.
Yeah, well, my father
I can't believe it.
My father was a body man back in the day.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh,
that's what
that
he
makes
did.
sense. Yeah. Your brother's good with fiberglass.
That's
I
what
can't do that.
Yeah, my dad did all that shit.
It's incredible.
One time there's a story of him working on someone's car in the garage doing a job on the side, and I was about 2 years old, and my dad's working on something. He said he had it almost all ready to paint, and he was like taping it off.
No,
all of a sudden he heard boom, boom, boom. So what the fuck is that? He gets up. I'm over there with a hammer bashing in the other side of the fender, just bashing it in with a fucking hammer, so he had to redo everything.
God damn it, Jim.
I thought I was helping. I was like, this is good, right? This is what people do. I heard him doing that, so I figured that's what you do. You smash it with a fucking hammer. So Sam Boob here, old Boobsy, is also a great cook. Everybody said he cooks for like everybody, likes to cook people stuff. He's just good at that sort of things. At work, he'd cook for the coworkers when they'd have their staff meetings. He'd cook for the family at home. He cooks for his friends when they have big like campouts and meetups and all that kind of thing. His friend said, anytime you have a problem, Sam would be there within minutes, rain or shine, to fix your problem. Not only to fix your problem, with a smile on his face, he'd do it.
Really?
Not
happy
even
about it.
Not even put upon to do it. Just sure. His friend said anyone in Penns Valley can come up with a story that at one point or another Sam has lent a hand, dropped everything he was doing for somebody else. That kind of personified who he is. He'd give the shirt off his back to anybody. That's Sam.
The boobs.
The boobs. He'd give
the
you
boobs
shirt.
would give the shirt.
He'd give the shirt off your back, and then they go, yeah, the rack on Boobsy.
The boobs is here.
Oh, man. You got to really watch your weight when your name is Boob, too. You got to really be trim.
You can't have them.
Nope,
That's
you got to
right.
be slim and trim.
You bet.
When he's 12 years old, he took an old Nova, an old Chevy Nova, and worked on it the whole time till he was 16. Worked on it for 4 years and had a perfectly restored Chevy Nova.
It's unfucking believable.
That's cool as fuck, yeah. A friend of his named Ben Court, who also grew up with him there, said that he knows Sam because he married Sam's sister. So that's a good way to know him. He said he built a bunch of those. He built up a Corvette that he had. He built up a Harley and rode that. So he just builds shit and rides it. He said over the last couple of years, he really spent a lot of time restoring tractors. He was working toward having one for each of his kids, and he had 3 done. He's got 4 kids.
So cool.
So he's got 3 done by 2009. He said he was truly a kid at heart. He loved his toys, but he would drop all of those things to be able to help a friend. Boob sounds like a great guy here.
Dude.
He's a maintenance supervisor in the Center County Solid Waste Authority. That's his job here.
Poor guy.
He oversees poop. Boob oversees the poop.
Boobs is in control of the poop.
He's in control of the poop, and there's more names that are out of this world in this fucking show, by the way. He has 4 children, ages 6 months to 10 years by 2009. So
okay,
by
from 6 to 10. He's really building
6 months old, to 10 years old.
Oh yeah, from brand new to 10 years old.
Yeah, still smelling good to 10 years old. Yeah,
wow,
that's something. One of his friends, a different friend, said his pervasive niceness or a kindness was really overwhelming. When my father died, he made sure to speak to my mother, give her his number, and tell her that he would do anything she needed for her. Anything she needed him for.
Can I restore your car?
Yeah, I'll restore your car, fix you got some plumbing problems, I'll work on it.
Do it all.
Roofing, I'll get up there.
Yeah.
It didn't matter how well he knew you, the world. So everybody said that. They're just like, he's just the best
just a
guy.
great guy. Yeah.
His friend said one time they spent 3 days at a cabin while Sam cooked for everybody while everyone else went and did shit outside and had fun.
Wow.
He cooked for everybody, and his friend said he loved to cook. He's a heck of a cook. We'd all have fun and be enjoying ourselves, and he'd be doing what he could do to get dinner ready on time.
Unbelievable.
So yeah, when he's young, when he's about 20, he marries a woman. Here, he marries a young lady named Mirinda Boob. Well, her name will be Mirinda Boob. Mirinda,
sure.
Which you got to be a real cool guy to get a chick to marry you and be Mrs. Boob.
And
to take your name and everything. I mean, she could have kept the maiden name. She was like, nope, I'm a boob through and through. Yep. She's born May 4th, 1982. He was born in 1980. So pretty much right after high school, she married Sam. So they got together real early. They had a kid pretty much right away. Boom. I mean, immediate kid. She has wealthy parents.
Oh.
Yeah. Boob married money. Yeah.
How about it?
Yeah. She is, this is described, this is the woman, the Joy lady who wrote that thing that we gave her credit for. She writes about Mirinda that Mirinda was short and slightly too thin, with long brown hair and brown eyes. Her hair was wavy. She used a lot of gel to hold it in place. The gel made it look like it was almost wet all the time. Okay. She was tan all year round. Even when the winter months of central Pennsylvania poured down snow and sub-freezing temperatures, she always looked like she just came from the beach, as if the beach life were within her grasp 250 miles from an actual beach.
A tan woman during the winter with slightly wet hair and hot as shit is what she's describing.
She's describing kind of a little firecracker
Beautiful woman, yeah.
Yeah, but this Joy doesn't really seem to like her very much here.
Oh?
So anyway, they're going to have 4 kids, though. Emily, Chloe, Landon, and Hunter they're going to have here. 4 different kids. So 2 boys, 2 girls. The Sprouting Tree Daycare is where Mirinda, quote-unquote, works. Her dad owns it, is what it is.
Okay. And she's there because her kids are there.
Yeah, well, that's part of it. And also she can get paid for, well, we'll let Joy explain it here. Okay. Joy Ellen. I met Mirinda on my 3rd day working at Sprouting Tree Daycare, located in the basement of a church. I was hired to be a caregiver in the older infant room. Yeah, 65, but they're really immature, those people. Older infants, yeah. A low-paying but noble job. I was young and single. Mirinda was slightly younger than me, but she already had 2 young children and 1 stepdaughter. So Sam will slip one in there. Her mother owned the daycare. Mirinda was adopted as an infant by her parents. So Mirinda's adopted.
Really?
Yeah. Her father owned a large and successful funeral home in Center Hall, Pennsylvania. There's money in that.
Jesus.
Real good money in being a small town's main funeral home. That works. There's these they never go out of business, those fucking things. Ever.
Every day they make more money.
They pass them down like a tent at the campsite over there. Center Hall was a rural town with only 1 traffic light sandwiched between the Pennsylvania State University and a sparsely populated Amish community. To say Mirinda worked at the daycare was perhaps overzealous of me. As the boss's daughter, Mirinda was not a teacher at the school assigned to a caregiver room. She was paid an hourly rate, twice as much as my hourly rate, at an assumption of a full-time employee. She was not a teacher or the director or the assistant director of the daycare. Her role there was never clearly defined. I started my day at 7 in the morning. Miranda arrived later in the morning at her own discretion.
Yeah, she's got a wise guy joke.
Wow, this is like we got you a no-show. It's just tell your parole officer. Don't worry about it. They'll sign your papers.
Tell them you work at the daycare. See you around.
She went from classroom to classroom making small talk and gossiping with the employees she liked.
Fuck yes.
What a great job she has.
God damn it.
She goes to her mother for a raise. She left her kids in the care of other employees at the daycare for tanning appointments, going out to lunch, getting a manicure and pedicure, or shopping.
Oh, Jesus.
What a
dream.
Show up whenever, take off whenever, leave the kids behind.
Free daycare, full-time pay,
Hey.
and she's married to Boob, who's an amazing guy.
What
a life.
What do you think? This tan just gets itself going on my skin in the middle of winter in Pennsylvania? No.
She's the Duchess of Center Hall.
Wow. These moments were random, arrivals and departures, unannounced and often sudden. One of her children was a mobile infant. It took me a minute to figure that out. I was like, a mobile infant. Then I'm like, I guess one that can crawl around, probably.
Walks around and shit.
Yeah, mobile. I'm like, a mobile infant. For a minute, I was like, is that some like a disability I don't know about? Like a problem? And her disregard for the routine of my classroom was highly disruptive. She made no attempt to give me a schedule or ask me what time was better for dropping her son into my lap, when my lap was filled with 5 other children. Her son did not adhere to a schedule, but neither did Miranda.
Okay. All right.
She said Miranda never had an actual job or had to learn to cooperate with other people. To consider my feelings was beyond her abilities. She was stuck in adolescence with a self-serving selfishness that everyone around her enabled. It left her trapped in an unexpected life of complete unhappiness.
I'm very sorry that you were not adopted by the boss.
Wow.
But
Yeah, then you have to work for a living. That really
Right,
sucks.
sorry.
Yeah, this is just one of those people where you go, man, it'd be good to be those people.
I
But
wish I was her.
in a small
I'm not.
in a small town, there's a few families that are like that.
Yeah,
and that's
yeah.
it. And you know those people, and you go, oh, that asshole.
Look at them. There they go. Making
So-
that money.
Miranda and Sam, their marriage starts to have a lot of problems because of her compulsive shopping. She's a big shopper.
She's spoiled.
Yeah, so she would build up huge amounts of debt.
Oh, God.
And then she would, try to go to her parents to bail or get her bailed out or whatever. And then she also started telling people close to her that Sam was abusive as well.
Oh?
Yeah, but nobody believed it because they just didn't. Because number one, they didn't see anything. But
Everything I've ever heard of him is he's amazing.
That's the thing. Well, we'll let Joy describe it here.
Okay.
Joy says, I always want to believe women, but I never saw bruises on Miranda, and she never went to the police. Which, that doesn't necessarily mean anything. Whatever. She said, my job ended at Sprouting Tree Daycare in the same high point of drama made for television. The daycare was forced by the church to close permanently. Oh. Listen to this. The church's new pastor expanded his counseling service by offering assistance to convicted sex offenders at the church.
We can't have kids here.
Yep. The mission didn't mesh with the daycare. By law, they can't exist together in the same building.
Right.
You can't have, the kids are downstairs and the fucking molesters are upstairs. It's fine. We keep them separated by stairs. It's no big deal.
Well, the pastor's side hustle is causing grief.
Oh, my God. Over the years, Miranda and Samuel's marriage started to crumble, and it was stated she asked for a divorce, but Samuel, who came from a religious family, didn't see that as an option. And but they said everybody knew that Miranda wanted her out of her marriage and was trying to figure it out. So in 2009, in August, she meets a guy named Ronald Heichel, Heichel, Heichel. Yeah. He's 2 years older than her, same age as Sam. About 29 at this point. He's also a father. He was a high school football player in the area, and now he's a carny. So he's a good example of small town high school football player. Yeah, he's like, man, remember those days on the field? Like when he hears a Bob Seger song, it hits him right in the fucking chest.
Oh.
It's
God,
just like
the chills.
Like an arrow when Night Moves comes on. He's like,
God.
oh, Jesus, just
The hairs on his arms. The goosebumps are crazy.
I haven't seen anything sitting way up high in years. Jesus Christ. So this guy, in 2001, he was involved in a car accident, and which he suffered brain and back injuries in this car accident. So a pretty good one. He's got a buddy who he lives with, actually, in the bunkhouse They worked together at Gambrick's Amusement in Center Hall, and they lived in the company bunkhouse.
Yikes.
A bunkhouse full of carnies. I'd rather be in fucking county jail.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you?
Yeah, there's bugs and spiders in that bunkhouse.
I'd rather be in an open dorm in a county jail with 30 fucking beds of a bunch of criminals than be in there. Because
somebody's been bit by something poisonous in their sleep.
Oh, God. Well, at least in jail, you know what everybody's there for.
Right.
I don't know what the hell made you a carny, but it's something much darker than whatever got this guy. This guy has a DUI. I'm not scared of him. I'm scared of this fucking carny guy who you ask him.
He's running from. Yeah.
You ask him where he's from, and he goes, lots of places. I'm scared of that guy.
Yeah. Where are you from? And he goes, what have you heard?
Yeah. Got any brothers or sisters? Not anymore. Like shit like that. That's used to. Hey, everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show to tell you about the safest sponsor ever, Simply Safe. Absolutely. These people will keep you safe. It's amazing. You know that every 26 seconds a burglary takes place in the United States, according to the FBI. That means that by the time this podcast is over, dozens and dozens of homes will have been targeted, ransacked. God knows what happens here. So protect your home before it's too late with Simply Safe proactive security system. Simply Safe helps stop threats before they even have a chance to break in. Named Best Home Security System by U.S. News and World Report 5 years in a row. And by us for about the last 8 years as well. If you trust us, believe me, you want Simply Safe. So visit simplysafe.com/small to claim 50% off a new system with professional monitoring plan and your first month free. That's simplysafe.com/small. There's no safe like Simply Safe.
Now back to the show.
This show, Small Town Murder, is brought to you by BetterHelp. Get yourself some therapy, everybody. Honestly, here. We often hear about, red flags that you should avoid. Hey, that's a lot of a thing. It's become a real phrase now, real cliche. Yeah. But why don't you focus also, you look at like green flags in friends and partners. Look for good things as well. Right. And maybe you're not sure what that looks like, though. Therapy can help you figure that out. What are positive things? What are the green flags? And then you can practice them in your relationship. It's absolutely a fact. And so, honestly, we absolutely are huge advocates for this. It really, really helps. BetterHelp is fully online, making therapy affordable. It's convenient. They serve over 5 million people worldwide. You can access a diverse network of more than 30,000 credentialed therapists, wide ranges of specialties there. Here's the coolest part. You're not getting along with your therapist, you're just not feeling it, you can switch at any time, no extra charge.
Wow.
The thing is, they want you to get help. That's it. And you can do it with BetterHelp. Discover your relationship green flags with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/smalltownmurder today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/smalltownmurder.
Now back to the show.
Okay. So these guys work together. His name, Jimmy, let's add, we have Sam and Miranda Boob. This man's name is Kermit Butts. Butts. Kermit Butts.
It's not even a joke.
It's not a joke. Boobs and butts all around, baby. This episode is hot, hot, hot. Hot for the holidays coming in here.
A lot of TNA in here.
Oh, man, I'll tell you what. Between the two of them, imagine she should definitely marry him and be Miranda Boob Butt. That would be awesome. That would be the coolest fucking name.
Butts.
That'd be so cool. So Butts is allowed to drive the company vehicle, the company carny vehicle.
He's the trustworthy one.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. He said that he and Heichel were coming back from a job late one night in early August 2009 when they saw Miranda Boob over there. They pulled in the Snappy's convenience store and they saw Miranda walking out. And you know when you're in Snappy's and you see a hot chick, you got to talk to her.
They're picking up hot Cheetos.
Yeah. Butts
for
says
dinner.
You're like, this is oof. I don't know, man. You know what? Actually, I should get some protein. Let me get some of them pork rinds. I need
the chili lime.
Yeah, the chili lime. That way I get some vegetables in there, too, and some fruits.
Vitamin C.
That way I get, to ward off the scurvy that happens. So, Butts said that he and Heichel had an active and ongoing contest going to see who could get the most women's phone numbers.
Okay.
They're carnies. So far, it's been going on for 7 years, and Heichel's leading 1-0, I believe.
It's a real soccer score around here.
Yeah, it's real. They're going into OT. They're waiting for injury time to play out.
It's a real Manchester United.
Oh, man.
Man U versus Arsenal.
This is disturbing.
1-0.
1-0. 1-0 is what the score is at this point. 15-love.
Real Stanley Cup.
Yeah. Holy shit.
Oh,
so Heichel sees Miranda and he's like,
Yeah.
I'm going to go get her number. And
I'm going to tie this shit up.
it took him 5 minutes, but he got the number out of her.
Really?
Yeah, married woman, bunch of kids, got the number.
Why'd she do that?
Because she likes to have affairs, as we'll talk about here.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. In the following weeks, Butts said that he several times had to drive Heichel to meet Miranda Boob at Penn's Cave. At a Penn's Cave sign on State Route 45, and then the two would go somewhere to have sex.
Wow.
He'd drop her off for like a boob rendezvous here.
At
a road sign, yeah. On the highway, on Route 45, they'd pull over. There she is, and then he'd go hop in her car. They'd go bang, and I assume she takes him back to the carnival after that. I'm not sure.
Look for the filthiest sign, the one that mentions a cave.
You know, that one, yeah. And
The
Pens.
one that
If
mentions a hole.
you put an eye in there, it'd be Penis Cave, too, which is perfect. Penis Cave, Butts, Boobs. It's got it all.
I'll bet you Penis Cave had something to do with it.
Something.
I guarantee it, right?
Yeah, meet me there. It's like a cave with a penis. So, August 18th, 2009. August 18th, 2009. Heichel comes up to Butts here.
Yeah.
And he says, listen, would you do me a favor? He's like, yeah, sure. I mean, we live in the same bunkhouse together and nothing's off limits, really.
We're both
Sure.
bit by the same spider.
Yeah. He said, well, would you help me if I needed you to one of these days? If I needed to, say, dispose of a body, would you maybe help me with that? I don't have one right now, but I might have one I need to get rid of in a couple of days. So,
Seeing as how we've been bit by the same spider,
You know.
we're basically blood brothers.
we're basically blood brothers. Yeah. So, matter of fact, hold on. Open up your finger. Let's go.
I'm going to let him loose.
So
he says, I need you to help me bury a body?
get dispose of in whatever
Okay.
way. He's like, could you help me get rid of it? And Butts said, who? What are you talking about? And he goes, well, Samuel Boob. I'm going to have to get rid of his body. And Butts said, no, I don't want to do that. He goes, I'm a carny, but I'm not that big of a scumbag, you know?
You
Jesus
can tell
Christ.
we're not close enough friends by the way I said, what? Who?
Yeah, huh? You crazy? So then
Better
they
friends would have been like, sure, we'll talk about it later.
especially because Heichel offered him $5,000 in the eventual insurance money for help. He goes, you don't have to kill anybody or do anything. You just have to help me dispose of the body, $5,000. And he said, I'm not fucking doing that because Butts is sane.
Then we're not close enough friends.
The sanest man in the story so far is a man named Kermit Butts. That's what's going on here. So, August 23rd, 2009, Heichel asked Butts for a ride to the Penn's Cave sign. And along the way, he said, they're talking, and Heichel said to Butts that he's going to confront Samuel Boob about his abuse of Miranda Boob because Miranda has told Heichel that Sam abuses him.
believes it.
Yeah. So Butts said at that point, it went on and on this conversation, and eventually Heichel admitted that I'm going to kill him, actually. I'm not going to confront him. I'm going to kill him. Wow. So Butts said as soon as the words came out of his mouth, he said he pulled the car over and told Heichel he didn't want anything to do with this. I don't want anything to do with killing anybody. This is crazy. He says Heichel attacked him at that point, choked him, and threatened to kill him or have him killed.
Oh, my God.
Which is a problem, because if you're talking to a guy who's saying, I'm going to go murder somebody,
Yeah.
and then he says, I'll kill you, you tend to believe him at that point.
Yeah, and start to question why you work for the fair.
Yeah. Yeah. So Butts said at that point he feared for his life, so he drove Heichel to the sign, or Heichel told him to wait here. Okay. And then he left carrying a backpack. Butts said at this point he went into the woods and got high. He just left his car on the side of the road.
I need a joint.
I need to get high. This is crazy. He left his car on the side of the road and wandered into the woods to get high at this point, which is insane. And then Heichel came back about 45 minutes later, And he was perfectly nice to him now. Thanked him for waiting. Thanks for waiting for me. Really appreciate it. And then they drove back to the bunkhouse together. And Butts said he didn't ask anything about it. He just like, yep, no problem. I'm good and stoned. I passed the time. So what ended up happening is really hard to figure out until you have all the text messages from this day. When you have a full line of text messages, things really come together here. Yeah. This is an August 23rd text message thread between Heikel and Miranda Boob. Okay. In this, they talk about, okay, she uses a euphemism here. Are you sure you want the pond done? Like making a pond in their yard. And she said, I would love to have a pond done.
Oh.
Okay. Now, she tells the police later on, she'll say that she turned her phone off after responding to only one text message from Heikel. That's what she told cops. He texted her the pond thing, and she said, yeah, and then turned her phone off. But what she doesn't know in 2009 is that Verizon keeps text messages for longer, even after you delete them.
Yeah.
So they only have texts going back to August 15th, but they have the full strain from this day, and this is between 8:33 and 9:49 a.m. And also they speak on the phone at 9:40. Here are the texts. Here it is. Okay, 8:33 a.m. I'll just give you the first time, then I'm not going to do times. This is Heikel. He said, you're looking lovely this morning. Miranda says, thanks, with an X. Miranda is a really annoying texter. I could not be friends with her just because of her texting. Heikel then says, going to church, and is he going? And Miranda says, yes, yeah. All of her yas are yas, but I'm going to say Y-A. I'm not going to say that because I'll want to punch myself in the fucking nose if I do repeatedly say that. She said, yeah, soon, making breakfast.
No G.
No G, making breakfast. He says, will he come in for breakfast? Number 4. They're still, this is 2009, so people are still texting like they have the T9. Yeah, that's what it is.
Yep, still doing it.
Yep. Heikel then says, and you're sure you want the pond done? And she said, I would love to have the pond done. Then, a minute later, she texts him and says, he's making the breakfast.
He's making it.
He's making it. And he says, who's in the garage then? And then he goes on a minute later to say, did you see me out here when you came out? Then he says, let me know when he's in the house. She says, K.
Oh, God.
Then she says, he is. Then she says, yeah, I saw you. He's in the garage, D. And that's, yeah, I saw you, letter U. He's in the garage.
That's the thing about this casual-ass texting. It sounds way worse when you do that.
Callous as fucking this
Holy
way.
Holy fuck.
You would think people would have like a lot of like, we're going to do this, and we know it's crazy. And so they're just like, yeah, he's in the garage. Like,
he's making the breakfast.
Yep. He's making the breakfast. He said, well, you will have your pond. You are, by the way, your pond very soon, he says. And then he says, will he lock the door when he comes in? And she says, probably the garage.
Oh, God. Jesus, she does that.
Oh, yeah. He said, how can I get a key? Then she says, thanks, with an X. Then she says at 9:15 a.m., for after church, ? And he said, or before, which do you want? Boy. She said, before, so you can go. Then he says, this is Heikel, I'm thinking before. This is a letter B and the number 4. They're both doing. Yep. I'm thinking before, and you go to church for witnesses. So, go to church so people see you there.
Dude, you are writing this.
This is wild that you didn't think this was going to be. Good Lord.
Exhibit A.
Holy shit. Then he says, I need your key, though. And she says, I will call my dad and talk to him. As again, to have a witnesses. Yeah. Then he says, I'll need the key, and please keep your kids inside. Don't want to have to shoot any of them as they wander out.
Don't let them see this.
She says they're sleeping. And she then 9:23 a.m., Heikel, when will he be in? Then she texts back, unlocked. He texts, is he in the house? Tell me when he is cooking. She says, eating cereal.
Oh, boy.
Then he says, can he see the garage? This is with a not even C. He can't even write out S-E, the letter C. She then texts back, make it quick and no C. I guess he can't see.
Yeah.
He then says, good to go. She says, where you need. He then says, no kids. Okay. Then Heichel says, I'm in the garage. And Miranda says, you will have to make noise then. Make noise in the garage so he'll go see what the hell's out there. Heichel said, should it be locked? And he said, yeah, you can. Or she said, yeah, you can. So you lock it. So whatever. Yeah. Then at 10:07, that's 9:49 is the last text message. Yeah. Then at 10:07 a.m., she calls 911.
Oh.
And says, oh, my God, oh, no, I found my husband in the garage. I heard a loud boom, and I found him. I think it was a gunshot and all this. And Samuel Boob is dead on the floor. Sammy Boob is dead on the floor in the garage.
Oh, no.
And they found out the first shot from a shotgun, by the way.
First shot.
The first shot was fired inside the garage from a distance of just a few feet. Boob was standing just inside the door, and when he was hit by the blast, he stumbled and fell outside the open door. The medical examiner said he was trying to avoid being struck. He was crouching down and turning when I believe that first non-fatal gunshot wound was delivered. He acted it out and said basically that he's in a fetal position on the floor almost, and he said this guy the second shot, the guy walked up and put it almost touching him to his back and shot him with a shotgun.
God damn it.
He's shot once in the chest and then once in the back after falling to the ground. So he's like half on the ground and he comes up in almost a contact wound. They said both of his hands had sustained gunshot injuries also.
What the hell, man?
What the fuck is happening?
Yeah,
he said, what the fuck's going on? The guy was standing there with a shotgun. So Miranda Boob tells police that she and her husband woke up together around 8. He was working in the garage on a tractor motor before cooking the kids breakfast and taking a shower. And she said, I don't know why he went back out to the garage. I don't get it.
Yeah.
Weird, right?
Don't look at my phone.
Yeah, no, those are all deleted. Can't see nothing.
I got to go home.
Oh, yeah. So neighbors, family members, friends all say Miranda Boob seemed to be acting odd in the next couple hours after the death here. Even State Trooper Lee Barrows said the same thing. Barrows said it seemed like when someone would come up to her, she would put on a show. She seemed pretty calm for just losing her husband.
Yeah.
Also, her brother-in-law, I guess it would be, the guy who married Sam's sister, he thought that she was acting weird too. He said that, especially since they were having financial troubles and all that, he was suspicious from the start. Yeah. And he said, I know that there were several sources. The biggest source, in my opinion, was Miranda's spending habits. They were excessive, and she was acting weird. Also, she told police contradicting stories during these first few hours. One of them was that she met Heichel about 6 weeks ago and asked him to install a pond at her property. Yeah. That's how they know each other. Police said she also told Heichel her husband would slap her around, and told police that Heichel decided to confront and rough up Sam Boob, and she must have gone out of control. The pond guy is going to protect me.
Wow.
So with the text, she told police that she turned her phone off after responding to only one message from Heichel. However, Verizon has the whole thing, as we talked about, and we know what that says. So police say that then they found on August 15th, which is as far back as the texts go that they can get from Verizon, they found another person here. This is not Heichel. This is somebody else she had a conversation with. The person said, the Antiques show starts on September 10th to the 13th. I got a thing in the mail today. And Miranda says, okay, hopefully he will be 6 feet under. And the other person says, yeah. Then
my God.
Miranda says, yeah, I'm going to do it when he gets home. And the other says, do what? And Miranda says, take him out.
Oh, my God.
And this person says, how? And she says, his gun. And the other person says, does he have the bullets in it? And Miranda said, don't know. I doubt if nobody else will, I will. Okay. Oh, I doubt it. If no one else will, I will. So she'll load it. Yeah. The other said, make sure you get the right ones or it won't work. Yeah, put the right bullets in the gun.
You make sure to use good bullets.
Make sure to use the right ones, yeah, because if you put shotgun shells in your .38 handgun, it's probably not gonna work.
I don't know if you'll get those shotgun shells in there. That's a tight hole.
It's going to be tough. Probably not going to fit. Mirinda said, I can't do this anymore. And the other person said, I know you can't. So the police end up finding the gun used to kill Sam in the woods not too far from the house. Just like a house down, thrown into the woods. And it is Sam's own shotgun.
Unbelievable.
So someone would have had to give that to him.
Right.
Because he wasn't in the house, Heichel. So
right. Heichel didn't own a gun? Jesus
He didn't know.
Christ.
She wanted to do it with his own gun. She had like a real hard-on to do it with his own gun for some reason.
Weird.
Police say they suspected someone moved Boobs' truck, Sam's truck, to a spot on the lawn, placing it so that it shielded the view of the body from the street as well.
Oh.
And also they found bloody footprints at the scene, which they're able to match to Mirinda's shoes.
Unbelievable.
Which isn't good. And we'll talk about it because it's a very specific design on the sole. And that's the problem. It says America on the sole. So her patriotism is going to put her in for murder at this point.
What are they, fucking Walmart shoes?
She should have just got
rag or some shit?
She should have just got some smooth flats and she wouldn't be in this situation.
So much for kids.
Man. And then they looked at his insurance policies, Sam's, and his retirement accounts, and they said Boob had the basic life insurance policy covering his annual salary, about $37,000, as well as a $50,000 supplemental plan. He also had a $50,000 supplemental policy for Mirinda. And Sam had two retirement accounts, one with $18,000 and one with just over $7,000. So there was some money to be made here.
$100,000?
$100,000, yeah. That's crazy.
For a dead person? What the fuck?
That is not a lot. In 2009, this isn't like it's 1972, and that's really something.
Well, that could buy you about a third of Florida. At the
time. That's true. Yeah, and a third of Arizona too. Half of Phoenix for that money.
Yeah.
So, witnesses as well. There's a couple guys that come forward named Tom Holloway and Michael McDaniel, and they worked for companies at the county Grange encampment, the things to do there, and they knew Heichel and Butts also. They worked there, and so they said that they lived in a bunkhouse next to the grounds, and on the morning of the shooting, they were having coffee and cigarettes outside when they saw Heichel and Butts walk by.
Yeah.
And McDaniel said that the two got in the truck and were gone for 45 minutes to an hour before they came back. And he said a little while after that, he saw police cruisers and emergency vehicles driving by, like right after they got back.
Oh, yeah.
So that's not good. They also, another guy said that he worked with Heichel during the 2009 season and had a conversation with him at the Clinton County Fair. And he said, I don't know how we got on the conversation, but somehow or another, I said I couldn't do anything to anybody. Heichel said, yeah, I could see me doing it, talking about killing people, which that's what
Johnny Ringo.
That's what carnies talk about, by the way.
Yeah.
While your kids are twirling and whirling and tilting.
Already done it.
Already done it, and I'll do it anytime. So Tice, this is the guy here, Tice, the witness, said when asked what the conversation referred to, Tice said it had to do with relationships and kicking somebody off. And they said, well, what did that mean? And he said, where I come from, killing somebody.
Kicking someone off?
Kicking them off. That's weird. So they go ahead and arrest Heichel. He also had a bench warrant for bad checks that he wrote because he's a carny. So they could just pick him up for that and then figure it out from there.
Surprise, his finances aren't in order.
Weird, right? Weird that a carny who lives in a bunkhouse would not be able to keep his fucking banking straight. So, he was arrested at the fair where he was working. They pulled him right out of a booth, which is hilarious.
Somebody else will take the tickets from now on.
Yeah, he's like, is this for robbing people for crooked games? They're like, nope, this is for murder. Sorry. So Heichel's attorney here said that Heichel is shocked that Mirinda Boob would blame him for the shooting because now Mirinda's like, yeah, it must have been him. Yeah, police never questioned him. He said they never even questioned me. They just took him into custody and charged him with murder. Well, it's like they had a bunch of evidence or something.
It seems like they got locked up.
Yeah, they said he's scared and terrified, and he wants to know how he's been made a suspect in this case. He just kept saying over and over, "How am I charged with this?" It sounds like he was unaware why she would point the finger at him.
And, how'd you guys get me so quick?
And then police told the newspaper, we did it with the text messages very easily. Yeah. He put himself at the place at the time saying what he was doing.
Did you see me out here?
Yep.
I'm in the garage. Did you see me?
See me? I got the gun.
Tell me when he's coming.
Holy shit. Police also seized some of Miranda's clothing, including the sandals with the word American on the soles, which are what they find in blood.
Yep.
And that's America written in blood right there.
You betcha.
Hey, everybody. Just going to take a quick break from the show to tell you a little bit about Sono Bello. You know, the most known secret with celebrities and influencers and all these famous people is so many of them have had lipo. They've had lipo, whether it's a little touch-up here or a total makeover.
Yeah.
Nobody has a perfect body. That's the thing.
No.
They may look like it on TV, but there's things that help that. Absolutely. Lipo now has changed, and Sono Bello's been at the forefront with using LAL technology and getting those beautiful and natural outcomes for each person. Looking real natural. Our friends at Sono Bello are offering their best deal. You're now included in their winter savings event, but appointments are limited, so please get on this. Sono Bello doctors are masters in micro laser fat removal, a brilliant technique that removes stubborn fat permanently wherever your problem areas are. Tummy, love handles, thighs, arms, it's gone in one comfortable visit. Eating healthy and workouts are great. Keep doing that, but if you want to lose that stubborn fat in one visit, check out Sono Bello. Save big during their winter savings event. Schedule your free consultation now at sonobello.com/smalltownmurder. That's sonobello.com/smalltownmurder.
Now back to the show.
Hey, everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show to tell you a little bit more about our stylish friends at Quince. That's right. Let's go elevate your styles, people. Yeah. Get it going. Look good out there. And you can do it now without breaking your wallet, without breaking the bank, because at Quince, you can get high-end, versatile pieces at prices we can all actually afford, which is very nice. You want to get good stuff that lasts and it's good, and they have quality stuff that's very affordable. And you can do like we did, upgrading our stuff here, while still being a very reasonable price. Quince only works with factories that use safe, ethical, responsible manufacturing practices, along with premium fabrics and finishes. It's all quality stuff. You're going to love it. Trust us, it looks good. And I've got the leather jacket. It's a very high-quality item. Real nice, soft leather. Yeah. Jimmie's got his linen pants he's rocking.
Yeah, they're terrific.
Come on, be like us. Be fashionable. Get in there with Quince. Indulge in affordable luxury. Go to quince.com/smalltownmurder for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. That's QUINCE.com/smalltownmurder to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/smalltownmurder.
Now back to the show.
Hey, everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show to tell you a little bit about a very cool place, Thrive Market. Yes, we are both looking to get into the healthy swing this year. The problem is I don't know what's in everything, and I don't know if even I'm qualified to even read the labels to know if that's good or that's bad.
Right.
There's chemicals in things, and there's things floating around. I don't know what I'm doing out there. One of my favorite features, and I know you were talking to me about this, is the Healthy Swap Scanner in the Thrive Market app. Yeah, it's simple. You scan any item, and it'll instantly suggest a cleaner, healthier grocery alternative, which is
it's great.
Amazing. Yeah. That's great. Thrive Market also takes the guesswork out of finding these safe, healthy foods. For example, like I'm trying to get my protein intake up for energy. I'm always moving around. I need stuff, and I love that you can filter their site by the high protein options.
Nice.
It's very cool, and you can personalize this portion, and you can put filters on it. And get ready. You should be ready for a junk-free start to 2025. Get ready for it and head to thrivemarket.com/smalltownmurder and get 30% off your first order plus a free $60 gift. That's THRIVE market.com/smalltownmurder, thrivemarket.com/smalltownmurder.
Now back to the show.
And they said that. They said that her lawyer said that they're shocked that they were even looking for her. And that's crazy. So there's no case, by the way, no beating this headline. This is the best headline of all time.
Boy.
Quote, butts arrested in boob murder case. That's a real headline that a newspaper had to put up because that's the facts of the case. Butts arrested in boob murder case.
It's been established. Boobs are better than butts.
Boobs better than butts. Butts and better than boobs in this case.
Butts beats boobs.
Butts beats boobs. Butts beats boobs in court. Jury decides, butts over boobs. He's charged with aggravated assault and assisting a murder suspect. And he's placed in jail because they believe he did the driving because he told them he did. So that helps. Here's the reactions, by the way. Here's Joy from work, who hated Miranda.
I always knew she was a murderer.
She was probably the happiest person in town, Joy. That fucking bitch finally got what's coming to her. That rich little bitch. When she was arrested, I was actually not at all surprised. If there was ever a person or character of a person that would have tried to have her husband killed, it was Miranda.
The fucking gloating.
I knew it. Yep, gloating. Then a few days after her death here, after the Sam's death, Miranda talks to her brother-in-law, Ben Court, who is also Sam's very good friend. And she tells Sam, quote, "I'm glad I got to hear his words. I'm very glad that I got to hear him tell me that he loved me before he died."
What?
That's what she said. Yes, but I saw him and he was dying and he told me he loved me and it was this beautiful scene. But the pathologist who did the autopsy said that there's no way he would have said anything to his wife or even gestured because he was dead as fuck.
His lungs were fucking blown out his chest.
He said he would have died within seconds of the final shot. Unless she was,
my God.
Which were fired at point blank range. He said, I cannot say definitively that the gun was touching him, but it was very close.
Oh, dear Christ.
This Ben Court recorded about 5 hours of conversation with Miranda, which helped lead to her arrest as well. An hour and 15 minutes of that tape is going to be played in court. So,
oh, sweet Jesus.
Yep, that is wild. He told her police needed to go over all the evidence so they could find the real killer and stop investigating her. And Court said, I want to do a little bit of work to put these guys in another direction. Another direction makes sense. So he was acting like he was on her side, like I'm trying to help the cops here. So at one point, she told Court about how she'd suffered from depression before, and he asked her what that felt like. And she said it was just like a cloud, like I have right now. I'm not depressed. I'm more scared, stressed, like what's going to happen to me?
That's not depression. That's that's selfishness,
that's
asshole.
That's just looking out for yourself. That's all
kind
that
of like
is.
a cloud. That's somebody making it up.
It's a cloud of like being worried that I'm going to get in trouble for shit that I did. You know what I mean? Like I'm going to be held responsible for my actions. It's weird.
I worry about me a lot.
Yeah. It's just so
I'm depressed.
Really worried.
I'm worried.
I'm worried about how to keep this tan up. That's my problem. So Miranda,
oh, Jesus, she's had the easiest life.
Yep, and once they show her the text messages, they're like, so we're going to go ahead and put the cuffs on you, stupid.
Yeah.
And she's held on $2 million bail, by the way.
Oh, that'll depress you.
That'll put you right in a cloud. She's arrested, by the way, hours before the memorial service, which is interesting.
She's dressed and everything.
Oh, yeah. So Heichel as well, Ronald Lee Heichel, is going to be accused in this, as we found out. He's charged with first-degree murder. Boobs' attorney said he was shocked by the bail amount, which was twice as much as even what the prosecutors asked for. The judge was like, no, we'll make sure.
No, I don't want this person out.
Oh, my God. And Heichel, through his attorney, said he's shocked that Boob would blame him for the shooting. I don't know what she's talking about. Then a guy comes forward named Wesley Decker.
That's always a Wes.
Yeah, they find him because they find him through Miranda's phone records because he's been having an affair for 2 months with Miranda as well at the same time this was all going on.
Oh, shit.
Yep. And he didn't know any of this was happening until she got arrested, and then he was like, oh, shit, she did it, which is wild. Miranda had been trying to get Wes to kill Sammy.
What the fuck?
He said that, this is Wes Decker, he said Miranda Boob sent him a text message saying she wanted her husband 6 feet under. And he said that that Miranda had asked him to rough up Sam. And Wes said that, because she said that he beat her up, Wes said, quote, I can't do that. I know Sam. I'm not beating him up. He's a nice guy.
There's only 1,400 people here. I know everybody.
I know all these people. He said she'd talk about how her husband should be killed. And, he did say that his story changed a couple times, though, when he talked to police, but he said that he was scared. He said then somebody else said, obviously, he has some involvement with her, but that doesn't mean he's involved in a murder. Decker denies having any contact with Miranda Boob on Sunday, 8/23, the day of the murder, and a forensic analysis of his cell phone also said that he had no communication with her around that day. So not his problem. She also, including asking 2 boyfriends, she also asked Eddie the pizza guy to kill her husband.
No last name. He's just the actual pizza
The pizza guy. He's an actual pizza. He showed up. He's like, I got a cheese and a sausage. And she's like, oh, okay. How much is that? 26, 24. Okay. You know what? There's 30. Keep the rest for yourself. Do you kill husbands also?
I know. Want to make $5,000?
Yeah. What do you think? How about $5,000 as a tip? And now here's another guy, John Marak Jr. He was serving a 3 to 6 year sentence in prison for parole violation for failing to appear in court. And also he's a shoplifter and all this type of thing.
Yeah, I can't imagine not appearing would get you that much unless it was worse.
He's been previously convicted of retail theft and other charges.
Yeah.
He met Heichel in jail. They're cellmates. And he said that one day Heichel told him that pond meant a hit when talking about that, the texts, which it's kind of obvious. He also said that Heichel told him a person, he never used Miranda's name, wanted Heichel to install a pond. He said, quote, I said, wait a second, why would this person want you to build a pond when their significant other is mechanically inclined? Like,
right.
Sam can build can build a fucking Chevy Nova. He can make a pond.
I think he can dig a hole and put some water in it.
Yeah, and the cellmate said, that's when he told me that means a hit, which means murder.
Okay.
Duh.
Gonna get things wet.
That's gonna get it all wet.
It's a wet work.
Jesus. So the trial comes around. Yeah. They're gonna try Boob and Heichel together.
Wow.
They're tried together. Kermit Butts is severed from all this because he's got another thing going on here.
Yeah.
So in the opening arguments here, District Attorney Stacey Parks Miller, which, by the way, she will lose and then regain her law license for some shady shit she did.
Really?
A little bit later on, not involving this case. She had a whole thing where she had a Facebook page, like a phony Facebook page that was like a hot girl to troll, to be able to investigate things on Facebook and troll people and get people to talk to her and stuff like this. And certain things she did, there was some forgery accusations.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck the deal was, but it's a complicated mess. But I saw she lost her law license and then got it back later on, had it reinstated. In opening argument, she told the jurors that Miranda had been trying since 2008 to get someone to kill her husband, and that they would present witnesses that also say that she asked them to shoot Sam. The prosecutor said that Miranda was having an affair with a man named Wes Decker and wanted to get rid of her husband so she could be with Decker. When Decker refused, she continued the affair with him, but also started one with Heichel and got him to kill the husband. Yeah, she said the evidence will show she wanted out of this marriage. She grew up spoiled, got what she wanted. Miranda Boob just wanted a different life. Or maybe a different name, but not a different life. One positive thing about Miranda Boob, she's not a quitter because she kept trying to find a man who would help her kill her husband.
Yeah, you're not wrong. She kept slinging it all over the place, trying to get somebody to do it.
She's got a stick-to-itness that that's impressive. A slide around on this that's really good.
If she could utilize that, at a fucking day job, she'd be CEO.
Actually do something with herself here.
She'd be a CEO.
Oh, God. So Ed Blanaric, that's her attorney.
That's all right.
He took 20 minutes for his opening statements. He told the jurors there's no evidence she had any part in this.
Okay.
Yeah, they said you're going to find her not guilty. Quote, a lot of evidence at first will be very damning.
Some text messages and shit.
Where she describes it. No doubt about it. Don't judge a book by its cover, though. Okay. Sure. Sounds great, asshole. Kermit Butts comes in here. He's the first witness, and obviously he's a good witness. Butts, they say, though, when he was first interviewed, he didn't provide any information about the killing. They said, you told them you didn't know anything. You didn't know nothing about nothing, quote unquote. That's literally what he said. And Butts said, yes, sir. And the defense attorney said, in fact, you lied to them, meaning the police. And Butts said, yes, sir. And they said that but you also, the second time they talked to you, you lied again. And so, you keep lying. And they said that, and if convicted, you're facing a lot of time in prison on these charges, right? And he said, yeah, absolutely. And he's expected, he said, I bet they're going to charge me with more stuff now. And he said, I thought I was going to be charged with conspiracy to murder. And then the defense attorney says, you're just trying to save yourself. You're not doing this out of the goodness of your heart. And he said, yes, I am, sir, which I don't believe either of those. They said, you're not expecting anything whatsoever. He said, well, he's hoping and praying that his prison sentence will be reduced, but I'm not expecting anything.
Yeah.
Sam Boobs Sr. testifies.
Oh, no, he was a junior?
Yeah, he was a junior here. And they said, let's say he wanted to put a pond in, would Sam call in somebody to, like, pay them to help? And they said never. He'd do everything by himself.
Right.
His dad said, I did a lot of projects with him, and he never called anybody to help him to do it other than his friends and me. He's not going to hire somebody. He has friends that does this shit.
Rent a Bobcat, get a 12-pack, and have his friends come over.
Well, he said, I own a skip loader, and we could have easily put it in his yard.
Stop it.
That's like an afternoon of a couple of beers, and we'll knock this bitch out. No problem.
Unbelievable.
You'll have a pond. You'll be fishing by Thursday.
You want a pond? I'll build you a fucking lake. Let's go.
Let's do this. So also they said, did you, talking to your son, did he ever say he was considering a pond? And he said no. So now coworkers are the Tom Holloway and Mike McDaniel. Those are the guys that say they were smoking and they're like, there they go. Yeah. They said that when they saw them leave and when they saw them get back from when they left and came back to the bunkhouse, he said that McDaniel said that Heichel and Butts didn't talk. They usually chit-chatted with them. They said that was weird. And later he said, when McDaniel said when they were tearing down the fair rides, Butts said he, quote, couldn't wait to get out of town.
Boy, I can't
bet.
get the fuck out of here.
Jesus Christ. That's fucking wild.
About to be some heat. Did you hear those fucking sirens?
Did you hear that shit? And then Boob's cellmate again, he testifies, and he said they were cellmates. They were jailed together for almost a year and cellies for about 2 months. And, he said that, they talked all about this, and they said, you're very torn about being here. And this guy said, you have strong feelings for her. True, and Kempton said yes. This is another guy that she was having an affair with.
Good Lord.
I cared about her. She wasn't always honest with me about things, and it began to cause problems. She was trying. Well, yeah, she's married and having an affair with 3 different guys. That's trying. That's one way to put it.
She's certainly trying.
Yeah. And they said, do you know, did she ever talk to you about her knowledge of what pond meant? And he said yes. He said that was a word they used to mean to kill Mr. Boob. So in the closing arguments, the defense attorney said that both of their defense attorneys just blamed each other, Boob and Heichel. It's all him and she. He said it's all her. This is her attorney. Quote, he took it upon himself. Yes, that's how it is. He said he was brought up in an abusive family. He could not stand for anyone that would be doing that type of abuse.
Okay.
Then said she was obsessed with killing Sam. Who could do something so cold? We all know who. It's Miranda. Oh, man, Miranda cold. So that was funny, too. They had a parade of her boyfriends coming in going, yeah, I mean, she was a bitch. Don't get me wrong. Like, she was a real pain in the ass and everything. But, I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't kill nobody for her. The prosecutor said since 2008, she intended that a first-degree murder occur. She shopped around. And then once she got to the third person, quote, third time's a charm.
Oh, my God.
Third time's a boob charm. So the verdict comes in 2 hours, less than 2 hours of deliberation, by the way. This is for both people.
Really?
And they're both found guilty as balls. I mean.
Yeah, what are you going to do?
Both of them are convicted of all 4 charges against them, first and third degree murder, criminal conspiracy to commit homicide, and conspiracy to commit aggravated assault. Wow. Sentencing comes around. You, sir and ma'am, may fuck off. Automatic life sentence for each of them, and they're also sentenced to 20 to 40 years on the conspiracy homicide charge, all to be served in state prison. They're never getting out, either one of them.
Oh, my God.
They're both done. Done, in forever. She's under 30 when this happened. Gone.
Oh, my God.
Yep. Gone forever.
Under 30, mother of 4.
Mother of 4.
Gone forever.
Gone forever. Maybe don't try that hard. She could have got a divorce in a year and a half.
Yeah.
Would have been easier. It's not like she had nowhere to go. She had a rich family that would have supported her. She would have been set up on her own. She just didn't feel like it. It's just easier this way.
His life insurance consisted of $37,000, which was his annual income. She probably made more than that.
She was doing fine.
How could you not want to? Wow.
That as they're being brought out of court, they said, well, how do you feel about this? And Miranda said, quote, it sucks, and kept walking. They asked Heichel the same thing, and he said, quote, God have mercy on their souls. On their souls.
Whose? The 12 that said you're guilty? Those people?
Wow. The DA said, while it doesn't bring Sam Boob back, I hope that it provides a measure of healing for them to see these people be held accountable for the brutal murder of Sam Boob. It's a measure of justice, but it doesn't bring Sam back. So while it's probably something that helps them heal, it's nothing to be celebratory about. Okay. Kermit Butts here. He pleads guilty to hindering prosecution in a murder plot. That's what his charge here. He pled guilty and is sentenced to, you, sir, may fuck off, 11 months in prison.
What?
For being the driver. Because he never actually...
He knew, though.
Yep, he knew, but he wasn't there even. If he even was standing off to the side or if he helped with the body, he didn't do any of that. He stood sat at a street sign and smoked a joint in the woods. Yeah. So... And he helped a lot put this whole thing together. He's a good witness, I think, is the problem. And I don't think he was the issue, Kermit Butts.
No. He's got a lot of issues. This ain't it.
This isn't the one. Yeah, he lives in a bunkhouse. He's, all these issues. That's issues, but not that. So 2014, Boob is going to appeal. She also appealed in 2012. Really? She keeps appealing. She's going through all of her state appeals as much as she can. According to Boob's petition, she had a plea agreement in place with the then Center County Chief Prosecutor Michael Madeira for less than 15 years, which was subsequently dismissed when the newly elected District Attorney Stacey Park Miller took office. Okay. Which that's her. She didn't make the deal
job.
with you.
Right.
Yeah. Right. That's a tough one there. I mean, that's a tough one on the criminal, but that happens all the time. I mean, you get fucked on deals. Unless you're making it with the top person, you're not making it really. Yeah. So they said that they should have filed. In her file, she said her lawyers should have filed a motion to enforce the plea agreement and did not. And they also allege incompetence in not having any record of the plea agreement. So, yeah, it's not going to fly in court. You don't even have a record of it. Yeah. So her lawyer died, by the way, in between this time. So
the guy that spoke in cliches?
Yeah, he's dead. So Boob complained her attorney was ineffective for failing to fail a motion to enforce the plea. The Commonwealth's response to the claim called it meritless and asked the judge to dismiss it without a hearing, and the court said, yeah, we don't need to talk about this. Fuck off. Yeah, keep going. Herschel in 2015, or Heichel, I keep calling him Herschel. Heichel, he filed a petition under the Post-Conviction Relief Act claiming that his attorney was ineffective and violated his constitutional rights. And he asked
Dude, you
for a hearing.
shot a man.
Yeah. Wow. He asserted a myriad of injustices, including his attorney was ineffective for failing to properly investigate, cross-examine witnesses, and pursue at trial on appeal the issue of an alternative perpetrator-shooter referenced in the police reports. They also say that the judge then at that point stated that the defendant's mere suggestion of the possibility of an alternative trial strategy does not give rise to an ineffective assistance of counsel claim. Yeah. So fuck off, you too. Currently, Miranda remains incarcerated at the State Correctional Institution in Muncie, and Ronald is
Indiana?
serving... No, with a Y. Muncie with a Y, Pennsylvania, Lycoming County. Yes. And Ronald has got his time at the State Correctional Institution in Frackville, Pennsylvania, Mahoney. As of 2020, Miranda has run out of state appeals, and Heichel has one appeal pending, but he's not getting shit. No.
The guy texted, I'm going to murder him.
I'm going to murder him. Cool to murder him now?
Oh, my God.
Can I have the key to murder him easier? Okay, thanks for making it easier for me to commit this horrible, horrible atrocity.
I gave you a gun and told you he's making breakfast.
Wow, that is crazy. That's Center Hall, Pennsylvania,
Holy
everybody.
Shit, what a place.
Boobs and butts all around. This place is hot, hot, hot. So
what a town.
If you like that, not only definitely get on whatever app you're listening on, give us 5 stars, leave a nice review. It really helps drive us up the charts. Tell your friends about it. Post on social media. It really helps spread the show. Yeah. That is the best way to spread the show is we could buy 100 ads everywhere. The best way to do it is you going, there's this funny show. Yeah. People, you listen to people you trust. So definitely do that. Tell your friends. Definitely head over to shutupandgivememurder.com. Tickets for live shows, Sacramento, San Francisco, Oklahoma City, Kansas City, Austin, Phoenix, Minneapolis, Milwaukee, Durham, Nashville, Terrytown, and Boston. Those are the ones. Only 12, no more. shows are being added. The
That's the
tickets are
ones,
going extremely fast. Get them right now. They make great holiday presents. That's all I'll say. So do that. Get in there. Also, you want Patreon, patreon.com/crime and sports. $5 or above. Tons of bonus episodes you're going to get immediately. New ones every other week. This week, we're only doing one new one because it's Christmas. Once a year, we do one show, and it's going to be On the Garden, which is a crazy documentary about hippies and survivalist militia people coming together to live on one commune. It's completely fucked. We're going to talk all about it. Patreon.com/crime and sports. You'll get a shout out at the end of the regular show. Listen to Crime and Sports. Listen to not Small Town Murder. Listen to your stupid opinions.
There you go.
Keep coming back, and also Shut Up and Give Me Murder on Instagram. There you go. Find us there. And until next week, everybody. It's been our pleasure.
Bye.
If you like Small Town Murder, you can listen early and ad-free now by joining Wondery Plus in the Wondery app or on Apple Podcasts. Prime members can listen early and ad-free on Amazon Music. Before you go, tell us about yourself by filling out a short survey at Wondery.com/survey.
In the 1980s, a rosé swept the country.
Hey, Mike, I really like this White Zinfandel.
Well, good. Now put it down. We're going to try another one.
White Zin became America's top-selling wine. But most don't know that this sweet drink has a sour history. What began in 1986 with counterfeit bottles,
a big fraud, a multi-million-dollar fraud,
sent investigators chasing one of the most powerful families in the business, the Licciardis. But the closer the feds got to them, the more dangerous things became. It's a story of deceit.
At the time, I was paranoid.
Threats.
You touch my kids, I will kill you.
And murder.
With a .22 caliber bullet to the head.
What started with a scheme to mislabel wine spilled into a blood-soaked battle for succession. Welcome to Bloodvines. You can binge listen to Bloodvines exclusively and ad-free on Wondery Plus. Join Wondery Plus in the Wondery app, Apple Podcasts, or Spotify.